Hi, it's Joy and today we're watching Only Murders in the Building, Season 2, Episode 7, Flipping the Pieces. I am very stressed for Mabel right now, so let's just get straight on with the show. Let's go. Mabel. Where is she? Oh my god. How, what, when, where, and why?
Of course it's you!
I need to talk to you. I got questions.
Well, I'm glad she's here. Can we give her the evidence?
Can I get you anything?
How did Mabel end up in his apartment? Did she, like, black out?
I don't know ASL.
Honestly, that should, like, I mean, there should be one sign language for the whole world, not British Sign Language and ASL and God knows how many others. And everyone should be taught that at school. Don't worry about learning English, French, whatever, so that everyone could communicate.
You know where my bag is? My bag. It had a matchbook with a bloody fingerprint on it.
She left that on the train.
No, Theo, that was our biggest clue.
The bad guy has it. He attacked her for the evidence, probably. Okay, I mean, he wasn't a bad guy, he was just a mistaken guy.
Not to stab him again, although I'm leaving my options open. He has the matchbook.
Doesn't hurt to take help.
So, what?
There's no knife here. And you won't find one at Mabel's either. And you can turn Oliver's place upside down for all I care. Because you'd be wasting your time. Because Mabel didn't do it. There you go.
The knife is in Oliver's place.
Excuse me. You know what? I'm just going to go check on him.
They're so bad at this.
What do you think I'm doing?
You're sneaking into your apartment to get rid of the bloody knife you should have gotten rid of ages ago.
Wrong. It was only days ago.
You still have the murder weapon? Refocus, Mabel.
Okay, right, yes, okay. You know, Mabel did want us to give the knife to the cops when we first found it.
You want to give it to Williams?
Well, it doesn't have Mabel's prints on it.
Unless the killer did put her prints on it.
She had everything.
So you have the knife?
Knife? Knife. No. No knife.
Stop it. Do you understand the definition of perjury?
This is dangerous. The killer is here.
Either the killer is in these files, or I'm some unhinged psychopath who goes into fugue states and stabs people. Either way, a girl likes to know these things about herself.
Yes.
I need a minute.
With the files? Yes. Some light stealing.
It's okay. We can go to the dumb zoo anytime.
It is a good mystery, huh? And a mystery is just a puzzle, right, Mabel?
Oh, that's why she loves true crime. Oof. Yep. The history between them is still the history.
I'd also be the sort of person to put a needle in the chest of a defenseless old woman.
No, my love.
I just don't know if I did do it.
You would have done it if you felt threatened, and you didn't feel threatened.
Will do. Ooh.
There you go.
Rika. Joy is your
Oh, that's such a cute baby.
That. And we fold up the stage.
You're a dad, regardless of DNA.
I'm never going to do that. You have...
I know I do. And I wish I could keep them. Especially for you.
What happened to her dad? There is so much trauma, and she deserves so much
crazy.
better.
Look what we just found behind the
ceiling.
toilet. In
Behind the
ceiling.
toilet.
Okay, I love cringe comedy, but this is painful to watch.
You'll find it doesn't have Mabel's prints on it.
We hope.
My prints are on the knife, but that's just because it belongs to me and was stolen from my apartment because we're being framed. You must see that kind of thing all the time.
The prints of my teenage, somewhat stepdaughter Lucy are on it too, although she is uninvolved.
Do I really have to mention?
Oh, Mabel, be careful. Fuck, the person's here. Blood. We could use that. Oh my god, who is it? Oh god. She didn't, I mean, for her own safety, she couldn't look at his face.
We have to go. Get to the car, okay?
Stressed. I wish she could have looked at his face, but of course she couldn't right now.
Where's the matchbook?
He disposed of it already.
He has the matchbook. Oh my god. We need to get back. Right now.
You also might have a brother.
They wanted to protect me.
Was he sick? Was that it? I thought so when he had the hat and...
They said I didn't know how to cope with him dying, so I didn't.
You need to let all this grief out, my love.
Instead, I flipped the pieces over in my mind until I couldn't see the image anymore. And I was afraid to see what really happened.
Talk to someone,
Or what
sweetheart.
I had possibly done. But I have to flip the pieces now.
I hope she ends up going to therapy.
All of them. Otherwise, I'll never see the full picture.
Oh gosh. It wasn't you, of course it wasn't.
No. I didn't stab her.
You didn't. You tried to help. Glitterman did it.
Oh my God.
I love this 3.
When I found that glitter guy, he had this on him.
Lucy was the witness that night.
Hey, where are you?
Lucy, where are you?
I'm at your place.
Listen, you need...
I came to see you.
Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Lucy? Lucy!
But
And
maybe
it-
the call dropped.
If the call dropped, that means there was like an EMP or something. Right? Oh, cell phone towers are down. Duh. Ignore me.
We've got a blackout, people.
I was literally like, if her building power was taken out by the killer, that this was just a lucky break for the killer, or the killer is very well connected into the power main supplies. Okay, so this was a fantastic episode, both from revisiting Theo to learning so much more about Mabel that really helps to put the pieces of her together and makes her make sense. You know, in a sense of like, I like to know everything I can about characters possible. And to find out kind of what happened when she lost her dad and how she was in the moment, she was there, she was with him, but then she just could not face it and she pushed it all away and she developed some very unhealthy coping mechanisms. And I mean, that is something that happens to so many people. I really hope at the end of all of this, she goes to therapy or she talks to someone, you know, she does something where she can start figuring out why her mind, I mean, she's already done a lot of the work by herself, but you know, I hope she kind of continues down this path alone or in therapy with someone to help her, so she can just figure out how to stop it from happening again and how to build healthier coping mechanisms going forwards, but to kind of learn both where her love of puzzles and finding the connections of the mystery comes from. It's probably why she was drawn to true crime in the first place and why she's ended up here. And in a way, it's lovely to think that her dad has had such a huge impact on her life, even if he died like 20 years ago. And it really explains so much about how she maybe made mistakes and fell in and, you know, did things. I mean, she was a dumb kid. Dumb kids do dumb things, but she did stupid things, and how the repeated traumas led to when she found Bunny's body. Not only would a person who had never been through anything traumatic before in their entire life probably not remember very well in that kind of moment, it was even worse for Mabel. And now she's been able to put the pieces together, and I think part of why she wasn't remembering was because she was so terrified that it might have been her. And I mean, if someone is in your home unexpectedly, you might defend yourself. I think stabbing them instantly is a little much, and I don't think Mabel would have done that. I think she only would have done that if she was being threatened, as I imagine she was on the subway. I mean, we know she was on the subway. I guess on the subway, he thought it was likely that she had the evidence in her bag because she'd been like, so he was trying to steal her bag or, you know, rummage around in it or something, and that's how the altercation started. I hope she doesn't get into any legal trouble over that because it's on video. But for her to fully get her memory back, both remembering the guy running towards the passageway, remembering that she did not hurt Bunny, if anything, she tried to help Bunny when it was too late to help her, will be very important for Mabel going forwards. And I really enjoy her relationship with Charles and Oliver. They are unlikely three. They have got such a bond, and it's really lovely. On the other side of things, I'm glad Detective Williams is back, because that is her name, right? I love that she really doesn't believe these guys did it. I think if she found evidence that it was them, she would have to follow it through. She wouldn't exonerate them based on just a gut feeling, but I think she's able to look at this case and think, well, why would these people go and kill someone after everything? Like, that's just, it doesn't make sense. And so I like that she's kind of having to be patient with them because they are very irritating from her perspective. That, you know, getting the knife and going to do the investigation for them, that is going to be huge, hopefully. And it is good to have someone, especially if you're being like, genuinely, it sounds so stupid, but a terrifying fear of mine is the concept of being falsely accused of a crime and ending up in prison. Because if you've been like framed, how do you prove you're innocent when someone is designed to make you look like, oh, just, you know, I've watched TV shows where this has happened. It's a stressful thought. But to have a friend, someone that you trust working the case is so important, because there is at least one person considering every option. A lot of the times the police will just find a suspect, narrow in, figure it out. So I am glad they have her, and I hope she stays safe. I'm kind of glad they saw the picture. I mean, I'm definitely glad that, given that the killer knows about Lucy, that they saw the picture of Lucy. But I'm concerned, obviously, that Lucy is in danger, and I'm concerned that why the killer, obviously I guess he heard something in the tunnels. Did he figure out who it was? How did he figure out who it was? Was it by listening to the podcast and hearing her tell them about the tunnels he was able to figure out, oh yeah, she did, like, I don't know. But I am glad they found the picture, both because they know she's in danger and they can help her, and because hopefully now she will tell them what she experienced, because they need every piece of information they can get. And yeah, Mabel needs to make it on the podcast. I saw him too, so therefore Lucy's no longer in danger, because a lot of people have seen him, and we need to publicise what they've seen, because then it's been publicised and hopefully they'll be safer. I do feel bad for Theo, and I did last season. You know, I think the scene with pushing her off the balcony, it was even ambiguous as it happened as to whether it was a slip or a push. It was definitely not a conscious, I am going to kill her right now. At most, it was she'd hurt him and he shoved her. I don't think consciously wanting to push her over the railing. And also, she did slip. Like, he did it. I mean, I don't think it was murder in the first degree or whatever, but he did do it. And he was a coward and hid behind his dad, who made everything go away, even when an innocent person faced justice for it. Whereas with the money and resources they had, he would have faced a far less sentence than Oscar's. So I don't think Theo is like man of the year or anything, but I do think he was young. I think he trusted his dad and took the easy way out. And as much as all of us will sit here saying he did the wrong thing, I probably imagine a lot of us in his position might have ended up going down the same way, taking the same path as him. Again, we can all hope. Who knows? Maybe we wouldn't. But when push comes to shove, no one really knows how you're going to act. And especially if you have a parent you look up to telling you, it's all going to be okay, I'm making it work, this. And obviously the stealing from the dead people was pretty shit. But in general, it's not murder, so it's not so bad. But I did believe he truly wanted to help Mabel. I'm glad there was an explanation for how she ended up in his place, because I was very confused about that. But he was on the train, he saw what happened, and he wanted to help her. I really liked that, and I was kind of concerned he was going to get murdered at Coney Island, so I'm glad he didn't. And you know, he should have a father. He may have a brother. Who knows? It just, the mystery is just raveling and raveling, and you know, we've seen the killer now. We've seen him on the tape in the restaurant. We've seen him in the tunnels with Lucy, in the apartment with Mabel. We've seen him getting the stuff out of the bin. We've seen him at Coney Island. I cannot place this man. I'm trying to think of who has that kind of figure. Is it someone we've met before? I'm so intrigued, and I cannot wait to find out more. Thank you so much for watching.